ABC22 News starts now with your forecast first.
Hi folks, Sky Tracker meteorologist Haley Boulay here. The radar certainly a lot quieter than it was, say, 12 hours ago, with only just a few rain showers right now through the St. Lawrence River Valley. The rest of us drying out and waiting on our area rivers to crest. And there are still quite a few that need to hit that crest and begin to fall. In the meantime, road closures, there are numerous of them. And rainfall totals you'll see in a few minutes. There wasn't a ton of water with this, but you factor in temperatures that were 65 Lebanon, 63 St. Jay, 53 in Burlington. All of that snow melt added to insult. And so that's why we had quite a bit of flooding across the region. Like I said, we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes as we start here on ABC22.
For many people, this weather event is likely to cause anxiety, fear, and some flashbacks to July's devastating floods. I will admit to feeling a bit of these emotions myself.
Well, we're always prepared. We always have the State Emergency Operations Center and a whole plan in place, but it hit me by surprise.
Sites that became all too familiar in July returned. A look at the storm's impact across our region.
This is ABC22 News at 11.
Thanks for being with us on a Monday night, a little late. I'm Lauren Maloney. December, July. Some people in Montpelier will mark this year in 2 months. And while this storm may not prove as destructive, some homeowners and business owners were very close to losing everything again. Since 2011, any concern for flooding puts Barrie and the capital city in focus. Fox 44's Matt Holderman is live in downtown right now with a look at current conditions and more info on just what things have been like in the capital city for the last several hours.
Right, Lauren. Well, a man who I spoke with earlier today really described this entire situation perfectly. It's the Christmas present that nobody asked for, and there was indeed more flooding in Montpelier once again today as the Winooski River went just about a foot over flood stage, and some of that did leak into downtown. And as you mentioned, some of those businesses who dealt with catastrophic flooding in July once again had water leaking into their basement today. So we want to show you some of the images that we captured earlier this evening. Some of these images taken just about 4 to 5 hours ago, roughly. And according to City Manager Bill Frazier, it was around that time, about 6:30 this evening, when the Winooski River reached that high point of 16.15 feet, which, again, it's a full 1 foot above the riverbanks. It's now back down to 15 feet as of 8 o'clock tonight, and likely even lower now, but it left behind plenty of debris and certainly caused some damage, as you can see. Now, downtown business owners, they had to brace their storefronts all day with sandbags and spend the day taking stuff out of their basements to prepare for the flooding. That includes owners and workers at the Oaks and Evelyn restaurant on State Street, right next to the north branch of the Winooski River. We caught up with one of their dishwashers who says they just reopened a few weeks ago, and now they have a few feet of water in their basement once again.
We have probably, I would say a few feet, but, you know, fortunately, I think our equipment is able to pump a lot of that out. Like I said, we got another, I think we got like 2 sump pumps down there, so we're able to pump quite a bit out. I think it's just a reminder of what we have to do to prepare for the next big one, because, you know, Mother Nature, we don't know what she's going to do.
Unfortunately, Taylor says that they were able to save a lot of the product in their basement, though, like all the fruits and vegetables and wines that they keep down there. But he did add that their walk-in refrigerator downstairs is now likely to need some repairs once again, just like it did back in July. And where there is a need for repairs, there is a need for handymen. And we also caught up with a local handyman earlier today who said he spent the past 6 months repairing flooded and moldy basements, and he thinks that this is going to go on for at least another couple of months beyond today.
I have to say, this is looking like months more of working in moldy basements. Something that I'm happy to do, but I have been getting a little tired of it. This is just the worst news for the town of Montpelier, and it's such a special time of year. It's really sucks. Yeah.
And as you've heard from Haley, and as you will about to see next to me here, the rain really has stopped the last couple of hours on a positive note. So it looks like perhaps maybe we have seen the worst of what we are going to see here in the capital city, which is still not that great, obviously. Plenty of businesses with flooded basements once again for the second time in just 6 months. Really, it's a bit of a nightmare end to what has been a nightmare year for many parts of central Vermont. But they will certainly work on rebuilding once again, and we will stay on top of this recovery as well and bring you updates throughout the week. But for now, reporting live in Montpelier, Matt Holderman, ABC22 News.
Matt, right now I am with SkyTracker meteorologist Haley Boulay in the Weather Center. As Matt referred to, the rain has ended, and now we look at cleanup. But one thing I do want to mention, it is almost midnight. If you have any late night or early morning plans, be aware of what could be lurking underneath a road closure or beyond a road closure.
Yeah, if you find a road closure out there, turn around. And with the river still in some communities rising, there may be instances where you've driven through one way and it's fine, and then the next way on the way back, you may have a road covered with water. So it's kind of one of those dynamic situations right now. So just don't necessarily assume that the roads are always clear and easygoing, because that may not be the case for sure. There are still many flooded roadways at this hour. Let's talk about rainfall totals, because they're not really that impressive. I mean, 1 to 3 inches of rain is a heavy rainstorm for us, but it doesn't send the entire state of Vermont under flood warning. The reason why we saw it today was because we had 6 to 8 inches of snowpack that melted out and went through all of our area rivers on top of the 1 to 3 inches of rain. So Johnson was one of the jackpots, 3.3 inches, 2.8 Waitsfield, Milton about 2.4, Montpelier 2.1. Almost 2.2 there. Over in New York, 2.67. Over in Newcomb, right over in Ticonderoga, you're at 2.33, and 2 inches down in Lake Placid. I wanted to show you some of our river graphics that we look at to see where the river is crested. You can see this is the Mad River at Moortown. Significant improvement from the major flood stage it was at earlier today, but the Lamoille River still of concern both at Johnson and at Jeffersonville. The Wrong Way Bridge is one of those spots that is closed. As of the latest update, 16.26 feet, and flood stage is 13. So we are moving into major flood stage for the Lamoille River, and that will continue to crest overnight tonight, falling as we head towards daybreak. We're going to talk more about what we have for your Tuesday, as well as some of those flood warnings that are still in place at this hour, coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren?
If you still need help tonight, the American Red Cross has set up 2 emergency shelters, one in Vermont, another in New York. The Vermont location is at the Barry Auditorium, where a shelter was set up over the summer. In Ausable Forks, the Jay Community Center on School Street is open. Also, Green Mountain Transit Service may still be affected into tomorrow. It certainly was today. GMT has service alerts on its website. You can find a link to them on ours, mychamplainvalley.com. Also, you heard from Jennifer Morrison and Governor Phil Scott. They spoke to reporters several hours ago. Morrison is really keen on making sure everyone stays safe tonight, and the governor wants everyone to know the response will be there once the rain passes.
We're not going to leave anyone behind. We'll do everything we can to assist them in recovery. But when I saw some of the pictures of Londonderry, for instance, and seeing some of the businesses there that were impacted in July being impacted again.
Tonight, our top priority will be keeping people safe and evacuating or rescuing those who are in danger. Stay out of floodwaters. The water is too cold, it's filled with pollutants that are unhealthy, and the currents are unpredictable.
As of 5 o'clock tonight, Commissioner Morrison said swiftwater rescue teams saved 4 people, 3 in Jamaica, 1 person in a car in Waterbury. We don't have details on at least one other rescue that was underway late this afternoon. People in Moortown are allowed back in their homes. The evacuation order was lifted around 8 o'clock tonight. Take a look at this video from the village. Moortown Elementary School was evacuated really as students got in today. Water began to rush in. By early afternoon, water levels on both sides of the Mad River covered Route 100B on both ends of Moortown Village.
It seems as though there's going to be plenty of recovery from this. I know that some of the town roads have washed out, so there's going to be some more recovery to do there.
In nearby Harwood, schools are already closed for tomorrow. So to see if your district is affected, the ticker is running at the bottom of your screen for any closures or delays. You can also go on our website. In Waterbury, the area around the roundabout and Train Bridge on Main Street, also Dascombe Row Fields, underwater. Cars looking to drive into downtown Waterbury from the roundabout had to back up and find another way in. Further south in Waitsfield, we spoke to one restaurant owner along the Mad River.
I'm told there's no water in any of the basements here because they have new cement floor. So far these buildings are okay in the basement and dry.
The town of Waitsfield put out an alert for everyone to stay home, limit travel, and stay off the roads. Also, you can tell in this video just how foggy it was at some points today. This was the scene in the North Country along the Ausable River. Many roads, including routes 9N and 73, were washed out. At one point, the flooding cut off the town of Keene from surrounding communities. On Zoom, the town supervisor told us the community needed to respond really on its own.
So we don't really have access to mutual support from other fire departments. So right now we're hoping the water stops rising, and we're really just trying to deal with things as we can on our own here.
Everyone who lives near the Ausable River is being encouraged to watch the water and be prepared to evacuate. This storm was felt all across the Northeast. At least 4 people died across several states, including from Maine and Massachusetts. While the winds weren't as bad here, southern New England saw high winds, even a brief ground stop at Logan Airport. This video taken in East Providence, Rhode Island. It shows the damage left behind after the brick slid off this building and hit that parked car. The weather was to blame. Due to the collapse, the Health and Wellness building was closed today. Nobody was in that car and no one was hurt.